Welcome to What's Trending in Luxury Fashion. I do this instalment every month. I take you through the luxury fashion news you need to know, the collaborations, the ridiculousness that's dropped, the hot new items that you should keep an eye out for. Links will be below or in the shopping button on the screen. Starting off with fashion news. Men's Fashion Week happened in January and lots of good stuff, but really two big highlights, I would say. Number one being Balmain returning to a dedicated menswear show after 4 years. Previous collections, aside from this dedicated one, have kind of had some menswear involved in it, but they haven't been like a staple part of Men's Fashion Week for 4 years now. So we presented, how would we describe this collection? There was a range, okay, it felt very graphic, it felt very artistic, there were many faces looking at each other, a lot of symmetry, shall we say, but the pieces that really struck me in the heart were the black with gold accents because, well, I just love that colour combo. There were some really statement pieces, which you would expect from Balmain. The second highlight of Men's Fashion Week, I would probably say, is Pharrell's latest collection for Louis Vuitton Men's. This is Fall Winter 2024, and it was Western, it was cowboy. I did a whole video running through everything in more detail. The link will be below. But as part of that, we also did see an unveiling, an announcement of sorts of a collaboration between Timberland and Louis Vuitton. There are about, what, 6 or 7 variations, something like that, in this collaboration that will be coming out towards the end of the year. You've got everything from a fully Louis Vuitton canvas monogram Timberland boot to your classic Timberland tan and black boot with a Louis Vuitton monogram on the inside of the tongue and a bit of canvas trim around the back there. So they're doing kind of levels to this. I'm sure some pieces will only be available for like VICs, very important clients, or they're also doing this kind of thing where if you've bought a Louis Vuitton NFT, then you get access to certain pieces. You get access to buy certain pieces. They're still taking your money either way. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be available to the masses. I don't know how easy or how hard it's going to be, but that is coming. Couture Week, and my gosh, has it been a good one. This Couture Week has been one of those where it makes me excited about fashion again. 3 big highlights, I would say. Number one being Schiapareli. Every single time Daniel Roseberry is not coming to play any games. Okay? I am obsessed. It was amazing. Kicked off, starting off strong with a dress made entirely out of technology created pre the iPhone. So if you look on that dress, you're going to see a CD, you're going to see that there's a fan on there, there's a Samsung phone, there's like all sorts of odd little bits and bobs that live in your like junk technology drawer, you know, like wires for things that don't even exist anymore, all of that turned into the most incredible piece of couture. Like, this is the stuff that gets me going. The collection in general was great. They made a baby out of the technology as well, just for the theatre of it all. And there was even, and then if you take something that's a little bit more simple but still glorious, was this ivory suit. And the satin or the silk or whatever it was that was used, it looks like the most delicious, glorious, milky river that you just want to dive headfirst in and backstroke your way into tranquility. It was just glorious. He knows what he's doing and it's a fantasy every time, and that's what I love. Now, the second show that I was just blown away by is Alaïa. I'm obsessed with Alaïa, they deserve everything. But this actually wasn't a couture show. This was for they kind of have different seasons. This is their summer-fall. Listen, march to the beat of your own drum, okay? But basically the entire ready-to-wear collection was made out of the same material, and that material is merino wool. And so it's fascinating to see how much can be done with the same fabric interpreted in different ways, creating pieces that are so different from one another, and I thought that was really amazing. They also had these dresses that were 3D printed and kind of snap on to the body. It's like a spiral, and what I seem to, a bit like that, but also, you know those snap bracelets that you used to have as a child? I feel it's a bit like that. And then the material just hangs from it, and it's innovative and exciting. Also, I love the shoes. count me in for those shoes when they drop. They've got like this glorious, what is that? What is that that's happening at the back of the foot? Basically, the back of the shoe has extended to hug up the calf a little bit, hug up the ankle. And I just like that. I like the toe of it. It's just, everything about it is very sort of like, it's simple, but it's doing something. And the colours are good. Either way, sign me up. Add to cart when those come in. And then finally, the last show, Margiela. Oh my gosh, was this theatre with a capital T. This was just, every aspect of this show was so meticulously well done and executed, and it's really, really worth a watch. It's drama, it's storytelling, it's all of these, you know, sort of nighttime characters of Paris finding their way into this underground bar or whatever it is under the cover of night, and the makeup. Shout out to Madame Pat McGrath, because my gosh, she did this effect on the model's skin that looks like glass. A lot of the things are not like safe for work, but I implore you off your work computer to go and have a look. We've got a case, okay? We've got a little bit of lawyer action going on, and this is Chanel versus what goes around comes around. So, Chanel, I've got quotes here of what it's actually for. So this is a federal jury trial focused on, so this is what Chanel is accusing what goes around comes around of doing: deceiving customers into falsely believing it has some kind of affiliation with Chanel, or that Chanel has authenticated some of the pre-loved pieces that they're selling. We know that Chanel does not like the resale market, even pre-loved vintage, stuff like that. So this is their attempt to kind of crack down on it, and what goes around comes around is basically fighting for the right to be able to resale. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out, because whatever happens out of this is going to be very kind of definitive for luxury resale going forward. So I will keep you updated. Do you remember that Gucci had this area of the website called Gucci Vault, okay? And it was mainly a lot of collaborations done with different kind of brands or emerging designers or whatever, reworking Gucci fabric and materials and stuff like that, right? So they used to do this, and then they used to have sort of random drops every now and again, and it was only on the website. They are now turning this into Gucci Vintage, okay? And basically, what's going to happen is the archive team will select pieces, and then they will be reconditioned and customised by Gucci's design team and product development team. I find this interesting, again, as people are becoming more and more interested in vintage, as people are turning towards the likes of your Vestiaire, your What Goes Around, eBay, all of those for vintage pieces. It's interesting that Gucci is kind of reclaiming this and doing this themselves. It will be interesting to see the kinds of products they come out with, and also, crucially, the pricing. Elton John is auctioning a lot of his stuff, so it seems as though he has taken spring cleaning, a nice little wardrobe clean out, to the next level, and is basically selling everything that was in his Atlanta home on Peachtree Road. What was in this home? Well, this is everything from furniture, art, to an insane collection of Versace pieces that I am foaming at the mouth for. I feel as though I maybe have to get involved. Like, I feel as though I maybe have to just like throw in a bid or something, because the amount of stuff and the type of stuff is insane. Like sets of 7 Gianni Versace silk shirts that are obviously the most ostentatious and over-the-top and baroque and Versace of the Versaceist Elton John level shirts, jewellery, Cartier brooches, what else was on there, like diamond Versace necklaces, just like insane crazy stuff, some amazing art pieces by Stephen Meisel. It's so me, and I love it, and I love Elton! Sir Elton John, sorry, I did miss off the Sir. Now, this collection of pieces is going to be available to view at Christie's in New York between the 9th to the 21st of February, and the auction's going to be ticking along, so it's even worth just going to get your eyes on it. Moving into new and noteworthy. As we know, around this time of year, Lunar New Year, and the brands are dropping collections that fall into this, right? So we've seen the Fendi Pokemon, it's the year of the dragon, right? So this Fendi Pokemon's collection that's sort of focused on the main dragons of the of the Pokemon world. Burberry's done a Lunar New Year collection, which has basically just made everything red check. On a smaller scale, a brand like Vivienne Westwood, who is doing the signature orb earrings with a dragon involved. I like it, but one to kind of dwell on, because they're doing things a bit differently. Mainly because it actually maybe has nothing to do with Lunar New Year, I don't know. I don't see any dragons. But Miu Miu has released a limited edition upcycled capsule collection. You can get polo shirts, there's upcycled leather to make the bags, but the denim part is maybe the largest part of this, and they have using denim that was made before 2000. You've got jeans, you've got jackets, you've got hats, headbands. This is available online and in some select stores. Now, although Pantone decided to every year, they just take it upon themselves to tell us the colour of the year, but this year it is Peach Fuzz. However, Goyard has said no. The colour that we're doing, our seasonal colour of the year, is turquoise, and it's glorious, I'm not going to lie to you, that's a lovely shade of blue. There's another brand that's also following suit, but we will get to that after. So they are doing the turquoise in the Anjou PM and the Belhara in this glorious, glorious turquoise. Is it going to be easy to get? Probably not. You know, Goyard, you got to go in and everything, and nobody's answering their emails, and good luck to you otherwise, and whatever. But the Anjou as well is reversible, and there's a lovely, just a lovely couple of seahorses hanging out, looking cute. So she's a 2-in-1. Like I said, there's another brand that's saying, no, the colour of the year isn't Peach Fuzz, it's actually a shade of blue, and that's Rimowa. I really like it. It's in the polycarbonate range, which, as a Rimowa purchaser, that's your best range to get. The aluminium gets bent out of shape, then you have to take it in for them to reshape it and all of that. And also you can't squeeze anything in. You're very much restricted by what's going to lock in with those, you know, because it's the locks that are like this and not a zip. Go for the polycarbonate. But anyway, it's a really, really great shade of blue. Rock Nation and Moncler. As we know, as part of Moncler's Genius line, they've done a slew of collaborations, and the latest is with Rock Nation. However, there has been one main designer of this collection, and that is Hove himself, Jay-Z. He has gone ahead and designed all of this, apparently. Collection comprises of a lot of pieces, a lot of very wearable pieces, including there is a puffer jacket that's sort of croc embossed. There are some more sort of athleisure wear, like sweatshorts and sweatshirts and stuff like that. But the other standout piece is this white sort of shearling-y fleece shacket style looking piece, and on the back it says "Not Rocket Science" embroidered, and then there's a rocket embroidered in it, and I don't know, I just liked it. There's also a matching bucket hat, in case that's your vibe. That launched on January the 24th. J.W. Anderson is adding to his flock. What do I mean by that? Let's cast our minds back to when Carrie, in And Just Like That, was carrying her little pigeon purse. You remember? J.W. Anderson moment there. There is a new one coming. It's bright yellow and it's a canary. Okay, so let's say your average pigeon tiptoeing itself through the streets is not bougie enough for you as far as birds go, and you're like, listen, I would have gotten it, but it's your average pigeon. Might I interest you in the canary? Right, you lift up its wing, and there is where you store your contents. And you just carry it like that, like a little pet. TBE is not dead, and Gucci is here to co-sign it for us. They have come out with a collection of super minis. This involves the Super Mini Diana, Horsebit 1955, Bamboo 1967, Jackie 1961, in a little sort of range of colours, but yeah, they're just tiny versions. For those of you that wish to downsize the belongings of your bag into something teeny tiny and oh so adorable, maybe you might be interested. Dior has taken it upon themselves to make a saddle pouch. Now, vintage-wise, we know the saddle pouch was like kicking around way back when, with the cute little pink oblique Dior print, right? Cute, just sling on the shoulder, very Louis Vuitton pochette vibe. Just a little pochette version of the Dior saddle. So Dior in 2024 have launched a leather version of this, and it just looks very sad. Do you not think? Do you not think that's a little sad little pouch? It's got no life. Of all of the ways you could have done this little pochette, that's the way you decided to go with? Are we this crippled by quiet luxury? It's just, it's not to my taste. but you know me, I'm just here to tell you that it's kicking around. Moving into hot new items. Gentle Monster, really great South Korean glasses and sunglasses brand. They're always doing something weird and wonderful and fabulous, and to be honest with you, I have really only started looking into them recently because I kind of thought that the style wasn't very for me. So I was like, you know, carry on doing what you're doing. I'm going to stay over here with my loud and ostentatious and over-the-top sunglasses, right? And little did I know that they do these fabulous drops, and I've recently missed out on this glorious tiara pair of sunglasses. Do I need it? Do I need to buy it resale on eBay? You let me know. But their most recent drop is the Jelly Monster, okay? And I have been watching the PR unboxings of this. Okay, I need clarity on if the packaging is the same in the PR unboxings as it is online, because online you're not showing me a cute little gummy pouch, okay? People, it was like given in a gummy pouch. Oh, 10 out of 10. 10 out of sodding 10 on that marketing, right? And then you unzip it and then the glasses look like glasses versions of those gummy things. So there's one that looks like, you know, like sour gummies have the sugar, right, and crusting on top, right? There's a pair that looks like that. There's a pair that's pink that looks like the heart gummies down the side. And here's the thing, you might look at these and go, oh, they look a bit childish for me. You know, that's far below my age range. Lies. Because if you just wear like a simple, unassuming look and you hit it with these, oh my gosh, a spanner in the works. Something interesting is happening. I didn't expect you to have those on your head when I saw the rest of the look. And that's how we keep people on their toes, okay? The aim of life, keep people on their toes. Now, moving into Prada's latest bag. This is the buckle bag. It's essentially a very simple bag, and then around the top of it, it's got belt loops and there's a belt detail. Many variations of this. I don't know how I feel. Is the belt detachable? Can you use it? And finally, Entire Studio. This is a smaller brand. I would say the vibe of this brand is very kind of like Rick Owens-y. Interesting basics, drapery. There's a lot in there. They've just had their 6th drop. They're including a denim aspect. This is the first time that they're introducing denim. But have a scroll through because there's some very interesting pieces. Like I said, if you're wanting basic pieces that aren't so basic, there's like a long sleeve top that's really long, and the way that you wear it, the draping is cool. There's a lot in there, and the pricing is much more on the approachable price point, but they are still very much kind of positioning themselves as a luxury brand. So it's worth having a look. Let me know what you thought and your opinions on anything I went through today. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.